Hello everyone, it's Selene. I'm so excited to see you and be back finally. Hopefully you can find me. I'm gonna go find myself. It feels great to be back with you. I am just looking for my video real quick. Let's see. So that we can get us into the creative group. Hey Trish, good to see you, my friend. Oh my gosh, here we go. I'm so excited. It feels like it's been forever since I've been here live. I had major surgery 2 months ago. Shortly into my recovery, I did some big shot or die cutting work, and yeah, not so good, no bueno. So I had to really nix doing anything for a while. I've been cleared to lift 15 pounds, which means the die cut machine is back on tap, which I like. And I'm just thrilled to be here with you. So I'm gonna, I can't find the comments. This is perfect. I can see you here, but I can't see you. And I really do want to be able to respond to your comments when, you make them. So hang on one sec. Hey. A little rusty, huh? Hey, it's Jill. Good to see you, Dobberdew. Yay. I'm just happy to see everybody. Okay. I'm gonna try again. Oh, there it pops. I closed it down and reopened it, and there it was. Share to a group. So if you're not part of my creative community, we have a whole bunch of stuff that goes on in there that doesn't get shown to the whole public. If you want to be part of my creative group, just let me know. Thank you, Kathy. Yes, I went to go see my hairdresser, Sam, today, and she made my hair presentable. So thank you to Sam Glad, KT Cuts and Wool. Oh my gosh. Alrighty. I'm muted. I can see your comments. Oh, at least I could for a second. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to flip the camera and we can get started. I have a whole bunch of stuff going on. It's like I was recovering, and it was like, okay, work. So I have a catalog launched a week from this coming Saturday. I will share those samples with you here. I have about half the packets left. Demonstrators, you can use them as class planners, and you can either buy a packet or the directions, and my team gets a little discount. So if you're on my team, make sure that you hit me up for your discount code. I did email it out, so if you're on my team, you would have the discount code in your inbox, but I'll send reminders about all of that. Today's topic was one that came out of a post from last week where someone was asking me how to make classic markers look like blends. Can I just tell you, we just Stampin' Up just redid their marker. So let's see. Geez, is that a new one or an old one? It looks like, oh yeah, that's a new one. And that's an old one. They're the same length, right? Okay, so what's the difference? The cap's a little shorter, right? On both ends. The barrel length is exactly the same. So if you have the old chocolate box, the new markers will fit in your old box. I call it the chocolate box because we used to sell all the markers in one big box. In fact, there was a time I went to a team member's retreat in a different state, and I flew from my place to hers, and the only thing I brought was coloring stuff and a Wink of Stella. So there you go. These are near and dear to my heart because any coloring stamp set, you're good to go. So first, I'm going to jump in and I'm going to let you guys pick which stamp set that we're going to work with today. And then while you guys are doing that, I'll tell you a little bit more about the quarterly that's coming up a week from Saturday because you still have time to get your packets, which is good. Thank goodness they haven't sold out yet. We have enough of them. So I did 12 extra than I normally do, and they're about half gone. So like usually I make 36 and this time I made 48. So I'm gonna grab these stamp sets here. I have 3 different stamp sets that are all based on coloring. So we can decide, and I'm just gonna do A, B, or C, and you get to pick, okay? So here we go. I'm gonna flip the camera. And, whoop, here, I forgot to put my hand over it. Tisk, tisk. No making people jealous. Woozy. Oh, and it looks like I need to move my table. So here we go. Okie doke. Well, let's put them in alphabetical order, because that seems easier, right? And then we can do, if you would like us to use the gift of giving, that's A. And I guess I shouldn't put it right over the front, huh? This will be B. And this will be C. So you guys get to pick which stamp set that we're going to work with to color, and I'll show you this technique. It's pretty awesome. So since they changed over to these markers, right, we used to be able to color with them, and it's the same ink, works the same, but they changed the barrel of the side you write with. So, and I don't know, Trisha, would you do me a favor and keep track for me on votes on who's voting for what stamp set, and tell me who the winner is in a minute. Anyway, we've got 1, 2, right? And notice how the tip is much different now. So you have this felt tip as opposed to this old tip. And I have to be honest when I say that the old tips used to irritate me just a little bit because you couldn't really sign with them. So if you buy the marker that matches your project now, you can write either on a Post-it note, a note, right? So that's the old one. And here's the new one. So you can see the difference in the quality of the tip, the marker tip. The ink is the same. The only thing that's changed is the tip of that barrel, which is pretty cool and good to know. And I love them even more than I did before. The back end looks pretty much the same, except that the new ones almost look like a blends marker, don't they? They're a little bit thicker. The ink rolls right out of them. Pretty awesome comparison there. But this is the new one. This is the old one. So for today's demonstration, I just pulled my core color ones, but if I need additional colors, I have all the colors over in my storage rack over there. So I can always just grab one, you know, get up and grab one. So we're going to put that to the side for a second. And again, if you want to work with stamp set A, B, or C, just type your vote into the comments, and we got Trisha keeping track of how many. Although Trisha could pull a fast one and say, oh, we're going to use my stamp set, the one I picked. All right. Donna, thank you for making the suggestion. And whenever you guys have a suggestion for something that you'd like to know more about, if I know more about it, I will come live on live on on the fly. And if I don't know more about it, I'll go educate myself and come to you. So thank you. So here's the quarterly. So this one is from the Berry Cute bundle. And notice there's no bear on this. I love the tree in this set, and I love how it's all blinged out. This particular class has 2 gift card fun folds. And these came out of my head, by the way. They're original design. They may have been done before, but I haven't seen them. But there's gift cards in there. And so at this class, it's a week from Saturday. You make 12 projects. There's 3 different stamp sets. If you don't have the stamp sets or the bundles, you'd need to have them if you're taking them to go. But if you're in person, I have the stamps on the table for you to use. Look at how sparkly. And Open Me. I love the present. Oh my gosh. These stamp sets are my first 3 picks out of the catalog. When I saw the new color pecan pie, I thought that I needed to put it on a gingerbread, and I'm so happy we came out with a gingerbread man stamp set, and that is why I picked that one. Then this one reminds me of, I think is Very Best Wishes. I forget, Bestest Wish. This is the holiday version. And all of the sign-up details, and again, haha, surprise, it's a gift card holder. All of the sign-up details are out in email. If you're not on my email list and you'd like to be a part of this class, let me know. Send me a private message and I will get you a link to the class. I still have about half the packets left, so pretty awesome. All right, so that's all of them. And there's lots of fun to be had in there. And there's some techniques and some ideas to help you. Okay, Trisha, drum roll. Oh, she's counting. Good. I love it. If you tell me who won, I would appreciate that. And I'm just going to wheel these out of the box while we do that. I thought I saw a lot of A's, but I could be wrong. Hi, hi, hi. Oh, hi. Hi, Jill from New York. And Sheila Edwards. Hello, Miss Bonnie, my buddy. You know, I have to say, we craft every Monday night on Zoom. And the folks that come every Monday, we've become kind of like a family, and I am just so grateful for all of you. A is the winner. Okay, so you're just in time, Tanya. A won, and we're going to put these two stamp sets away and just focus on the winner, the gift of giving. All right, so as you can tell, I have not done anything with this stamp set yet, which is pretty exciting. And I was at a class, it was club last month, and someone in the class said, all the Stampin' Up! Stamps are made in China. I assure you they're not. In addition, our stamps are hand cut. You see these little notches right here? So first thing, they take this big roll of rubber and they run it through a machine and by hand, and they put it on a titanium plate and they bake it against a titanium plate, and that makes the impression, but it also makes these notches. And then they look at the rubber for any imperfections, and if there was, they would put an X and not use this for the stamp. This is how the red rubber ones are done. Then once they've got a good impression, they peel it off the titanium plate, which is very, very hot. They use like oven mitts that go all the way up to your armpit or whatever. And then they attach it to this foam thing underneath. And then a person lines up the notches and cuts around your image. So if you've ever gotten an image that's a little bit far to the left or a little bit far to the right, know that it was done by a person. So they actually employ people to do this. It's not machine done, and it is certainly not done in China. I was at the facility where they make the stamps in Kanab, and I have a beautiful photo album of it from back when I used to scrapbook all the time. So normally, when I get a brand new stamp set like this, I'll want to trim around the edges. Oh, and since we're going for it, I might as well start. These are, so I designate one pair of scissors for doing this, and these are my old craft and rubber scissors. We used to sell them, but if you had a pair of snips, I would recommend having one pair of snips that just does this, because it does make them gummy. When you clean them, I recommend Goo Gone and a paper towel. I find that cotton ball and rubbing alcohol dulls my blade, and that's a bummer because then you have to go get them sharpened and all that. But they don't make these anymore, and they're like my my Mecca scissors, but only for this. That's all I use them for. Like, just kind of like my ribbon scissors, I only use my ribbon scissors for ribbon. Oh, so we have Orlando, Florida. Where else do we have people from? Let us know where you're from and what your since we're doing holiday. What's this? What is your favorite holiday beverage? Cup of cheer. What would be your cup of cheer? We'll do that. I would say mine is coffee. I'm a woman of habit. Well, coffee, maybe it depends what time it is, I guess. If it's after 9 o'clock at night, it could be a glass of wine, but most of the time it's coffee. Regular and decaf. Dr. Pepper, I like that. Oh yeah, and Trish does, she gets the Dr. Pepper at the Target, right? Buena Park. Hot chocolate. Jill, what do you put in your hot chocolate? Just curious, is it like regular hot chocolate or is it extra chocolatey? Okay, so we get this cool image and I picked my favorite, which is obviously the girl holding the thing of presents, right? A gift from Santa Claus. So, quick show of hands. When you're using classic markers and you're going to be coloring, which stamp pad do you use? Do you use Memento or do you use StazOn? So we're using classic markers. So we can call this A if you don't want to type the whole thing, and StazOn can be B. Which ink pad should you use with classic markers? I'm waiting. Tammy, you're right. Okay, so now everybody who's watching can see Tammy's answer and know that she's right. I'm just hacking a little bit off the edge here. So you notice when I cut these that I am not trimming the under pad at all. I am literally just taking off the red rubber piece that you can sometimes catch when you're stamping. I plan to use this stamp set for one of my mini classes on the crafting cruise that's coming up next month. And I want to make sure that if Tammy picks up the stamp and goes to stamp with it and she gets a little vivacious with the StazOn, that it will hold up and not catch an edge on her. So that's why I always trim my stuff. Oh, we can put that one on a block too. Cup of cheer, that sounds like a great thing. Okay. Hey Jocelyn, good to see you. Norfolk, California. Sounds nice and warm. Is it warm there today? Or is that North California? Trish is all the way down in Southern California. Let's see. New York. Hot chocolate with a shot of cream de cocoa and a shot of amaretto with whipped cream on top. Who needs dessert? Hot cocoa, yum. Maybe for the November retreat, we should bring the hot cocoa bar back. We've done that before, and since we're a little bit later in the season, we usually have our retreats in October. We're doing the cruise in October. We're going to do another retreat in November. Maybe it's time to resurrect the hot chocolate bar. I'm kind of boring. I make my hot chocolate with diet hot chocolate. I can't do the sugar. Can I say? All right. So we got 2 of the stamps in the set trimmed, and I have a stack of white paper because I wasn't sure which stamp set that you would choose. Honestly, I was hoping you'd choose this one. I haven't seen any samples with it online yet. So let's get going. Now, it's been a while since I've opened my StazOn pad. You know I had to give it a smell. It smells like almond cake. But there's no calories from sniffing the StazOn, so I am going to add a little bit of re-inker because I want to make sure that there's ink on it. Like I said, it's been a real long, I don't remember the last time I used my StazOn and had the opportunity to color. I'm so excited because somebody mentioned that they wanted to see me color with classic markers, so I'm psyched. because this, I could do this all day, especially if you add Wink of Stella. That's a different technique though. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna ink up. Now, because this stamp is bigger than my ink pad, I'm gonna go backwards, and it is kind of maybe needs a little bit more conditioning, but I'm gonna try just stamping it as is. It's all inked up. Oh, it smells great. So this is an alcohol-based ink. So the reason that you use StazOn alcohol-based ink when you're using classic markers is the classic markers are water-based. So if we were coloring with blends instead, and am I crooked? Ugh. You know why I'm crooked? Because it's crooked on the block. Shame on me. I'm going again because it just bugs me. I guess I could like die cut that out, but I'm gonna go lower and stamp again. And this time I'm gonna hopefully be straight, knock on wood. Let's see. Okay, here we go. A little bit lower. Dun, da, da, right in the middle. Much better. Okay, so if I were using blends markers, blends are alcohol based, and so the blends would move the StazOn. So the moral of the story is if you're using blends, you need memento, and if you're using classic markers, you need StazOn. Don't mix your alcohols. It's a thing. Okay, what color? Why do I see a girl? It looks like Santa Claus, but I don't know. I see a girl. I think I want to make her pants blue. Do you want a traditional Santa or do you want it non-traditional colors? Just let me know in the comments here. And in the meantime, I'll start to look at, so this is 2 new blues, Azure Afternoon, Blueberry Bushel, Misty Moonlight. So those are all ones, some came back and some are brand new. And then these are kind of more green. And then we got pinks. Traditional. Okay. So none of the colors that I picked on my table are gonna fly. So give me 1 second. And let me go over to my marker tower here. Now, that's cruel and unusual. Here it is. Is it basic gray? Yeah, I've got some reds then. So you guys want traditional colors. Black, black, black. Where is it? You know what's funny? When they came out with these markers, I actually purchased a whole bunch of black markers because I could put them in my bag. And then I don't think I've ever put one in my purse, in my craft room. Okay, so here's the deal. The old basic black marker is what we're going to color with, but that's what I have. And you don't need to buy new markers if you have the old ones. I just like the tips on these better. But we have Cherry Cobbler here. And Poppy Parade. You know what? I think I want real red too. So the idea of this is you don't need blends markers in order to blend color. So for example, her pants. We're going to start with the Cherry Cobbler because it's the darkest. And I don't know why it's a girl to me, but it is. So I'll go right across. And I started with the Cherry Cobbler, right? So now I'm going to go with the real red and go right into the Cherry Cobbler and color and pull out that color. So it's the same as using blends. And I can do the same thing, ready? This is Poppy Parade. It's the lighter Oh, and I think I want to zoom in a little. I wonder if I do that, if it'll mess up my video. I hope not, but woo! I zoomed in. Look at how fancy I am. All right, so now I'm going to go right back to the cherry cobbler, and I am now coloring a Poppy Parade. And look at the pants. Hang on. So you've got like this dark to light thing going on that you usually would get when you color with blends, right? Here I go again. I got where the artist puts the line is where I want that cherry cobbler. So here we go, cherry cobbler. Go into the cherry cobbler with the real red, go right over it, pull, 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 blend, blend, blend. And then same thing, go right down to the cherry cobbler. Ooh, I want the other end. So that's the side you write with, right? I want this end because it really flies out almost like a blends marker. But even the old markers will do this same thing. You don't need the new ones if you have, I mean, obviously, I like the tips way better, but that's how you blend with it. Alexis did a whole thing with this when she was in the Girl Scouts, and we took these to the younger kids, to the troops, and all the girls were able to do the coloring with our old classic markers, and I just put the markers in front of them and showed them how to blend, and they all looked like artists. Pretty cool. So that's first traditional colors, right? Oh, Trish, thanks for being here, honey. Thank you for counting for me. Let's see. Okay. So the boots are black, right? Should they be completely solid black, or should we use the black and the gray together? I'm thinking to get the same effect, we could make that shadow of where the boot like folds over dark black, stark dark. And then we can take the gray and blend up. I don't know if it makes a difference or if you see it. Let's see. We can. And I do want to go get my fine tip glue pen. So the fine tip glue pen, you can put the glue on top and let it dry, and it would make this bit shiny. So his boots would look like plastic almost. Or her boots. That's what it is. It's the bow on top. You're right. That makes it look, yeah. So I did a little bit of the black, and then I blended the gray to get it done. Okay, so I'm thinking that the gloves should be white, and that maybe we should do black belt. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do a line of black, and then I'm going to use the skinny side of the gray to get into that tight little area. Oh my gosh, isn't this cute? Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't even see that guy. All right, so we have, so that's cherry cobbler, bringing in the real red. And here's the poppy, and I'm gonna pull out that dark color into the light. Oh my gosh, we got a little robin there, or a robin, a red robin. It's a restaurant, right? How about if we go real red and poppy on this ribbon? So I did the real red on the bottom and the poppy on top. And I'm just blending them together like they're blends. Check it out. I'm gonna just get it nice and close so you guys can see. It's dark to light. Oh, Am I not? Like, here, come back a little bit. Good God. There we go. Dark to light in all of those sections. Oh, it looks like I missed a spot. You know, the thing that the eye can't see, maybe I should throw my glasses on. That's a new thing since I turned 50. So, what color should we do for the stripes on that layer present? Well, you guys tell me the color that you want me to put there. I will do some cherry cobbler dots on this guy. We haven't really added anything in except for the red layers. So it was cherry cobbler, real red, and poppy. So I'm gonna go cherry and poppy on this bow. God, it's so pretty. Who told me to go traditional? Was it Kathy T? Maybe non-traditional on the present, something new every day. Maybe the blues. Okay. That's a good idea, Tanya. So we'll take a blue. So here's the blues that are in the new markers. Ooh. How about, I don't think I want to go this way because I think these are more, you know, like blueberry bushel is more like royal blue, you know what I mean? So I think these are more in the family that we might be looking for to stay. Good call. We'll, Tanya on the blue. So I'm going to start with blueberry bushel. And I'm going to skip a couple. And I'm going to take this azure afternoon marker and drag it through the blueberry bushel to blend these colors together like it's a blends. Now, if you wanted to see these colors separately, here's the skinny side, just so you can get the, that's what the gradation looks like. But because we're going right into one and they're water-based, they actually blend together naturally. The only thing that we can't do with this that we do with blends is the color lifter, right? That's pretty, actually. Nice eye, guys. Wait, so we got, oh, hi, Robin. I just saw you, the greens. Oh, no. Sorry I missed that. Let's see. So 1, 2. 1, 2. So here we go. I'm skipping a line every other line. And we did. If this was for a young man, it could be light green in. Or do you think? I think it looks really pretty with just the white and blue, but I like that contrast thing. And just a couple colors, you know. But okay. So, how many of you have ever tried blending your classic markers together? Are there other ways that you've done it? And I love that cardinal is right there because, and that it's a contrasting color. We have this bright green. She's like, I like the blues better now. Let's see. I like the blues better. I thought that it would be the choice. That's funny. Oh, that's stunning. And I really do like them blended. I'm just going to go over all of them again with the azure. So the azure is kind of a bright blue. And the blueberry is a little deeper. Almost like you could almost do that in a trio with a navy. Oh, goodness. Should we do any background colors on the sentiment? you let me know that. And what about a straight azure here? So we've got red and blue going, so why not just stick with the same colors? It's kind of like old scrapbooking hack. If you add something somewhere, you got to add it in 2 places. So I'm just going to do the straight azure instead of the blueberry and azure. So you can also make it just one color if you want. And of course we got to wink it, right, Cheryl? If you're still here. Put that stuff on everything. Let's see. Oh, I love it. All right, here's my little toolkit. So let's add some wink here and knock that out. Now I have to be real careful with the wink at this point. If I go through any of the classic ink, the wink will move, but stays on will stays on for any of the images I stamped with stays on, which is good. Maybe we should wink these whites. Should we wink the sentiment too, or like add maybe a light pink, or what do you guys think? I'll wait for those comments to come through. And while I do that, I'm gonna grab another marker. Smoky Slate. So Smoky Slate is a superpower. Oh no, you're freezing. I'm sorry, Jocelyn. You know, when we first came in, I closed out and came back in, and that helped me. I froze up the first bit too, but my internet can be spotty here. I'm directly across the street from a school. Luckily, my phone has the T-Mobile internet, so I do pretty good with that usually. I had a little dot of something there. I still don't know what it is. It didn't come off. But Smoky Slate marker is great for adding shadow. So whenever you have something that's standing there, it's a person, right? It's a thing. It's a animal, whatever you have, right? You can take your Smoky Slate marker and just come down the side, and you trace on one side, and you get this little shadow. It's my art degree coming out right there. Okay, and then here's the shadow that Santa is dropping right there. Now, if I wanted to, I could add a thicker shadow, right? Oh, I don't like the way that, just finish off that tip. Or, and I'll practice over on this image here, I can add a little bit of this to my block here and pick up with Wink Estella and just try it and see if I like. Yeah, I think I like that. So let's do it. Why not? What's the worst that can happen? This is on the fly. Anything can happen, right? So I get a little bit of shadow here, and boom, he's casting his shadow. So he's no longer Santa, he's now the groundhog. Couldn't help it, sorry. My parents' anniversary is Groundhog Day. Always a big day. All right, so there's a little shadow. So if the shadow's going this way, the light's coming from behind Santa. All right, I gotta look and see if anybody else, sentiment pops with the white and the colors behind. Okay, so we are not gonna color the sentiment per you. Thank you. Boom. I'm so glad to be live again. Thank you, Laurie, for being here. You like how I cleaned my block? Clean as a whistle. I do take these sometimes, and if they get gunky, I hit them with Goo Gone to get any residual yucky off them, and then I just run them through the dishwasher and they come out perfect. I've heard people say that their blocks don't react well to that, but I've never had that happen here, and my dishwasher stuff is pretty hot, so I don't know. So smoky slate, and oh, that's the big side. I want the little side. I just want to add a little bit more shadow because we did that shadow on this side. So notice that my shadow is only on one side or the other. So if you did the shadow this side, it would all be on that end, but we went this way. So just keep that in mind when you're coloring. Cool. Nice color choices, guys. All right, so I will finish that card offline because I'm sure that there's some cutting and scoring to do and card bases. And like I said, I didn't know what colors you would pick out of the gate. However, I do think we should make one with this because we did trim the stamp after all, right? Oh, boy, it feels good to be with you guys. Thanks for being here. Block has a stain and I can't remove it. One side only. Huh. And what color is the stain, Jocelyn? I'm just curious. Maybe we can figure out what it is. Yeah, you could. Or, you know, there's another thing that I use. Hang on a minute. I get this stuff from Amazon. It's part of my monthly subscription. And I have a bottle of it delivered. I discovered it during the pandemic. And, oh, light gray. Do you have Stays-On remover? I wonder if it's stained with Stays-On. But this stuff I use on anything that's water-based. And it's kind of like a Clorox wipe in a bottle. And I get this, and I think it's like $3 on Amazon. And they ship it once a month to me. And it's like the thing I use to clean the blocks in between. But if I'm at an event and they get really gross or they have like the cleaner mist stuff on it, that Windex stuff seems to work pretty good. Or Glue Gun. All right. Is that a donut? Sorry, I'm so distractible. What is that thing in the back of the cup? There's marshmallows, and then there's like holly berry, I think. And then a candy cane. Is that a cookie? It's a cookie. Oh my God. It looks like a donut. I'm like, how do they fit a donut in a cup? I wonder if I were to do this again, I think do we still have the Timber Brown Stays-On in the catalog? I don't know. Well, anyway, if it's a cookie, it definitely needs to be crumb cake. So we'll start with crumb cake. Well, that's real dark. Woo, darker than I anticipated. Maybe it'll lighten up when it dries because it's but a lot of times if I'm coloring with markers, I will put it on a block and use Wink of Stella and pick it up. So that's a thing too, but let's see. Okay, so we got our crumb cake cookie with espresso chips. Gotta love that. Oh yeah, and like I said, I want the fine tip glue pen so that we can shine those buddies up because it just seems like all that should be shiny. What color should our holly be? I have this green on the table, but I'm thinking maybe we need another color, like, how about, so this is more like the palette that we were working with, right? Like the royal blue, the bright red, and then there's like a granny apple green. That looks more like a leaf to me. You want to go with like that. So you just pick your colors and you go for it. And again, we'll just start with the darker color. You know, get a little section going. That's real dark. Whew. It's funny when there's only white there, how dark it looks. This is garden green and granny apple green. Little warmer palette. Maybe we can even go backwards on this one. We'll get the whole thing granny apple. Now, if these are holly berries, that means that they stay white. Is that right? You guys remind me, are they white or are they red? They should still be shiny, I think. It doesn't matter what color. They could be purple for all I care, as long as they're shiny. All right, so I put the dark in, and now I'm gonna go back with the light and blend out so that I don't have any weird lines in my leaves. Red, red. Okay, red. Too many holes for a donut, right? Okay, red it is. Thanks, guys. We got red berries. So we'll go with, I'm not going to go with the cobbler this time because it seemed really dark last time. So I'm going to start with the real red and put a little dark spot. And then where the light will catch this on top, I'll go with the poppy again. So light on top, dark on the bottom. Oh, and then Winkestella for sure. You know it's coming. So the question is, question of the hour, what color should the cup be? Bum, bum, bum. That's the hard part, huh? Because we know the candy cane and we can just do some stripies. Artist choice for the berries, that's funny. Yellow, interesting. Interesting. A yellow cup. It would be nice and bright, like sunshine. I like sunshine. Talk to me. Little colory, little color V. Red holly, white is mistletoe. Okay, so this is a holly. This is a holly cup. The question is holly or mistletoe poisonous if you eat it in hot chocolate? That would be good information to know before we put it in the cup, huh? That's something we can ask Siri later. Okay, Coastal Cabana. Do we still have that color? Yeah, I think we do. All right, at the Coastal. All right, let's go get Coastal Cabana. I want to say that might still, that'll duo really nicely with, so it's like a tropical cup of cheer. Here we go. Okay, so we got Coastal Cabana, and I grabbed Pool Party because it seems like Pool Party would be a good secondary color. I call these duos, meaning they're the same blue. So for example, this blue and this blue are not the same blue. You know how many blues there are? So Coastal Cabana goes good with a Pool Party. So I'm gonna start with Pool Party on the top. And here we go. Because this is stays on, I can swipe right through that color and not worry about it moving. But I also am being very careful as to which way I'm moving my marker tip, because whichever way I swipe is the way that the lines on the coloring will go. So it could look kind of weird if I color funny. So I'm gonna go with like a rounded approach. So this is mostly Pool Party right now, but we're gonna add the Coastal Cabana at the base because it's all about the base, right? Here we go. So there's the light. So this is almost like watercoloring. True watercolor is about a wash of color. So you want to just kind of like get it on there in wide strokes and get the color to sit for you. And then I was afraid if I did Coastal Cabana that it could make it too dark, but it looks awesome. So now I'm going to go right into that dark with the Pool Party marker and blend. And you'll see the blend even better because there's a little bit more contrast between these. But I'm not afraid to go right back down to the bottom again and pull up. So I'm just using them like they're blends. So I don't know if you guys saw on my page, I don't know if it was yesterday, we did like a quick survey of like if you were stranded on an island and you only had one way to color. Everybody, I think blends might have won, but I am such a classic markers girl because I love watercolor. Here we go. Okay. Oh, gotta do something with that handle, huh? So again, can you really tell that it's two different colors that I colored with? No, not really, because we blended it out. So just like blends, here we go. And if we were gonna do, here's my scratch pad again. If we were gonna do just Pool Party, there it is, right? And if we're gonna do just Coastal Cabana, hang on, I'll get you a comparison here. There it is. So they're very different colors, but you can blend them just like blends. Kind of cool, huh? All right, so the lines will show when it's dry. No, it shouldn't. It should blend out just like a blends will. And you just go back into the dark and you pull. It can show if you go like funky when you're coloring, so that's why I'm sticking with the same direction when I color. Kind of like, have you ever seen an artist that colors something in, and I'm just gonna, this is just our play chart. Oh, that's an old marker. Whew. Where did you come from, Misty Moonlight? You're not a new one. All right, Blueberry Bushel. And you see an artist that colors like this, and then cross hatches like this. So you can definitely see those lines. So when I'm using these, I try to keep that in mind, like, because if I were to just quickly, you can definitely see that there are stroke lines there. Whereas if you take your time and you go in the same direction, it looks like, ooh, is that bump? That's dark one. Whoops. That's funny. Here, let me put some emphasis on the word cheer. But that's okay, because I'm just going to blend it out here. It's so funny. And it was like, it needed to happen. It was so funny. So hang on. And I'm just wetting it down again. Now, here's the other thing. If the paper starts to pill, stop. Because you've done enough. And if you pill it too much, it'll come apart on you and you'll have to go over. Oh, look, there's a little bit of cup right there. Okay. All right, now what's left? Wink Stella, of course. Do we want to wink? Do we want to put like sparkle along the rim of the cup, or do we want to do sparkle just on the words? While you guys tell me about that, I'm gonna take care of these marshmallows because they look magical to me already, and they would look more magical if they had sparkle. And here's my white. Make sure I don't have any ink on there before I go back to the plain white. Wink on the marshmallows. Love the colors. Hey, Donna. I can't wait to see you in November. Plus left top corner. That must have been an old comment. I want to know if we're winking the whole cup or if we're just doing the words. While you guys are telling me that, I'm gonna add a shadow again. This time, I'm gonna go this way. So last time we went this way. This time, let's play with that leaf, and we'll add some shadow under here, like this. Thanks for being so patient with me while I was, and I did get some messages from you guys asking if I was still alive. In a good way. Are you okay? what the heck did you have done? So I appreciate all the cards and well wishes and the kindness. Oh my gosh, you guys are great. The orders while I was down. They, you know, no work, no pay. So thank you for keeping me going while I was down. Lots of gratitude on my list. Let's see. Oh, yay, Peggy, I'm so glad that you enjoyed. Okay, so I just put a little bit on the marker so that I can do the bit with the shadow here and pull a little bit down. This turns your classic marker into paint, kind of, right? Because now you can make your little drop shadow. And you could do it with just the straight marker color, but I love the whole dark to light thing, so this adds a little layer of love. You can't do that with blends, because with blends, it doesn't mix with the water-based Wink Stella, so that's probably another reason that I love classic markers so much. Wink Stella is unorderable. Well, Tammy, if you're stuck, I might have one that I can sell you on board, so it'll be okay. I have a collection. In fact, I probably have 5 or 6 of them open in my drawer right now. Nobody answered, so I'm just going to do the words instead of the whole cup. But I am very cheerful about Wink Stella. Oh my gosh. It's my favorite watercolor. Actually, my daughter Alexis was the first one to dip the Wink into it and try and color with it, and then we all became addicted to it, in my house anyway. And here, that line is a little harsh, but we can kind of water it down with this, you know? Now, I don't know about you, but my mom used to have these like holly berry things that were like made out of plastic, and they almost always had glitter all over them, so let's go for it. I don't know how I feel about glitter in my cup, except that there is such a thing as edible glitter. Cheryl brought some to the last retreat, right? If I go right through like that, I could mess up my candy cane, but I went for it. It could be pink, right? Do we want pink marshmallows? Anyway, that is how I use classic markers to end up looking like blends for watercolor effects. Pretty kind of cool, huh? All right, guys. So, thank you, Tanya. That's like a huge compliment. She's going to get the stamp set now that she saw how to use it. Yay! And you guys picked it, so thank you for picking it. They're really cute. Don't forget, the quarterly is a week from Saturday. There are 12 different cards that you can learn how to do either in person, or I can ship the whole packet to your door. And I will resend that email to remind you guys, along with a copy of today's video once I get it up on YouTube. And I'm going to finish these cards and post them to our creative page, Create with Selene. So this is Create with Selene. Our group is Creating with Selene, and I do that on purpose so that I don't forget where I'm posting stuff to. Oh my gosh, there's 82 of you watching. Thank you. What a great way to come back. I appreciate you guys so much. And I hope that you have found love of your classic markers. If you were 100% in the blends camp, and I love blends too, but you can't watercolor with them. So, all right, have a great week, and I will see you Tuesday at 3 o'clock next week. Bye, guys.